Okay. Ever since I heard about Eleanor Mure's story, a version of the Three Bears on Wikipedia, I wanted to read the text myself. I thought, since it's well over a century old, over a century and a half actually, I thought, it's got to be available online to read somewhere, but apparently isn't. I've looked, and I was almost gonna buy the one from Amazon for like $15. I don't even know if it's still available right now. I was able to get an interlibrary loan though. This is, it's smaller than I thought it would be, and so let's see. I'm gonna sort of read it to you, and then I'm gonna see about reviewing it. Okay, let's see. So, many years ago, it was common, I find, for dumb creatures to talk just as well as mankind. Birds and bears met together to arrange their affairs. Nay, the frogs of the day must needs give themselves airs. And paying their betters, not pleased with their station, talked of having a king to rule over their nation. This is, anyway, let's see too. In these curious days, it did raise no surprise, though now would make everyone open their eyes, that three bears, very sick of their woods and their den, should fancy a home amongst the dwellings of men. So, not caring a fig for what anyone said, they bought a large house already furnished. That doesn't rhyme. So yeah, here's the the text. You can pause it and read this for yourself using like antiquated English. It's supposed to rhyme, although the last part doesn't make any sense. Okay, an old woman lived near them, who to their house went, as to make their acquaintances. She was fully bent. They refused to receive her, and at this rebuff, the angry old woman went home in a huff. Azooks, she exclaimed, what impertinent bears! I would fain know their title to give themselves airs. She, without more reflection, resolved not to let the matter rest here, and worked into a pet. She made up her mind to watch them safe out. Then, not at all thinking what she was about, she determined without the bear's leave to explore each part of the house, so popped in at the door. Again, here it is, and I just turned the camera around, but it doesn't let me do that when I'm recording. I told you what kind of phone this is. Yeah, so there she is. Let's see what I'm. Okay, let's see. She went to the parlor, and there she did see some bowls of good milk by 1, 2, and 3. She tasted the first, and then spit it about. She drank some of the second, and threw it all out. But when of the third she had taken one sup, oh greedy old woman, she drank it all up. Seriously, I wish I could just flip the damn thing over. Yeah, so it was originally milk, not porridge, but you probably already knew that. Greedy old woman, she drank it all up. She went to the drawing room, and she found there, for each of the bears, a most ponderous chair. She sat down in the first, but she found it too rough. She sat down in the second, but that she felt tough. She sat down in the third without much ado, when good lack-a-day the bottom burst through. I think I'm reading this correctly. Okay. I'll just show you the beginning and she went to the bedroom, and there she did find three nice She went to the bedroom, and there she did find 3 nice-looking beds, the best of their kind. She lay down in the first, but she found little ease. She lay down in the second, which still Lels did please. She lay down in the third without much ado, when good lack-a-day the bottom burst through. This is the word. Let me see. Yeah, see? Lels. Or, yeah. I mean, okay. So, yeah, here's the illustration. Probably going to get in a lot of trouble for this. There's got to be a reason this book is... The text from this book is not printed anywhere online. Okay, she looked out of the window, and there she described the bears coming homewards with dignified stride. "Oh," quoth she, "I am lost if the bears find me here." So forth in a closet, all trembling with fear, she hid herself, hoping she might get away before the three Bruins could find where she lay. I swear, it actually says Bruins. Yeah. Oh, right, it's going to look backwards on the... oh, yeah, I forgot to show you this. Here's a little illustration, I think. Yeah, bears are coming home. Okay, so part 9. Meanwhile, the poor bears who had been out to roam were coming as fast as they could to their home, tired, hungry, and longing for food and rest. Unsuspicious of harm, to the parlor they pressed. As they opened the door, a sight greeted their eyes, which filled their rough breasts both with wrath and surprise. I don't know why that's flickering. The first bear, roaring loud, exclaimed, "What do I see? Who's been tasting my good milk without leave of me?" The second more gently said, "I can't conceive who's been drinking my milk without asking my leave." The little bear screamed, looking into his cup, "Who's been drinking my milk and drank it all up?" There you go. Like a damn school teacher. Okay. They went to the drawing room, where the first bear roared, "Who without leave has sat down in my chair?" The second, astonished, more mildly did say, "Who's been sitting in my chair when I was away?" The little bear madly cried, "What shall I do? Who has sat in my chair and the bottom burst through?" Interesting illustrations. Really wish I could just turn the camera around. Although the other side of this camera actually looks pretty crappy. It's got all fuzz, dirt on. Anyway, to the bedroom they went, and the first bear then said, "Who since I've been out has lain down in my bed?" The second bear, quite aghast, fiercely did say, "Who has had the presumption in my bed to lay?" The little bear screamed out, "Oh, what shall I do? Who in my bed has lain and the bottom burst through?" We're not careful to accidentally break this thing. Indignant they run, the delinquent to find. Each corner they search, and each door look behind. The closet they open, exclaiming, "She's here," and drag forth the dame, half expiring with fear. Quite determined to punish her, long they debate what injustice should be their old enemy's fate. Apparently her name was Silverhair, but it doesn't actually say that in this book anywhere. I did not mean to rhyme that. On the fire they threw her, but burn her they couldn't. In the water they put her, but drown there she wouldn't. They seize her before all the wondering people, and chuck her aloft on St. Paul's churchyard steeple. And if she's still there, when you earnestly look, you will see her quite plainly, my dear little Horbook. Horbook's the name of the person she wrote the book for. Yeah. So there's no misunderstanding of how it's spelled. Oh, did I already show you this? Yeah. And more illustrations. There's the, trying to drown her. Guess she's fireproof and buoyant. As you can see up here, she's perched. Wikipedia implied that she was impaled. It doesn't really. It's really hard to say. It looks like she's on top of a sort of a yellow cross. Let's see if you can see the whole thing. Today these bears might seem like psychopaths, which they probably were. But if you read a lot of the older versions, a lot of the older stories, cautionary tales, parents couldn't, they couldn't just take their kids' toys away for one. I mean, they could, but toys back then kind of sucked. So they told them these cautionary tales, pretty violent ones too. So it's pretty grisly. I'm not surprised it's not widely available. I have not read. Oh God, what the hell's his name? I keep thinking it's Flashy, but it's something else. Let's see. Horse educated in Cecil Lodge. Woman penniless. There was something else here. Oh, see, but Miss Hattermaid's on Eleanor Mure's. Little girl was substituted by Joseph Cunningham of Treasure Planet. Oh God, what the hell's his name? Oh, Robert Southey. Apparently, he wrote the second version. A little kinder and tamer, I guess. I never read that one, though. Truth be told, I wasn't quite as interested in it. I just want to be droning on for the rest of this video, so if you want to stop, go ahead. Although you probably have already. And apparently, even this is not the original. It's based on a story about a fox. Let me see if I can figure this out. This is where being able to pause my video would come in handy. We found a see. Designing her bound manuscript of the Three Bears, Miss Mure followed the format of a book she knew as a child, a true history of a little old woman who found a silver penny. I should have thought this through. Okay, well, it says somewhere here that it was based on a story about a fox, a fox that followed the bears around. Scrapefoot, I think. Yeah, I mean, if you want to find it, go ahead. Pause your video if this resolution's high enough. Sorry, I want to get my fingers out of the way. And this, oh, for God's sake. Okay, this obviously isn't going to work. Oh, damn it! I just had it. Oh, Scrapefoot. Scrapefoot. I'm choosing the story of his pet did. A popular tale. Perhaps Three Bears proves that Southey was not the storyteller, perhaps distorted Scrapefoot, the same to be known. Okay, I can't find it. Yeah, apparently it was about a fox. Okay, let me see. Her from mother. It is a story of a fox who invaded the castle of the bears and followed the familiar adventures with chairs, beds, and saucers of milk. See it right? Yeah, right there. Can you see that? Okay. Well, that's all that I can say. Oh, I mean, about all I can say about the book. It's from the William Woods University. Probably grossly violating copyright law. The publishers gratefully acknowledge the permission of the Toronto Public Library Board to reproduce it. This edition. So yeah, the Toronto Public Library in 1967. So if I am violating any copyright from the 60s, I understand these copyrights actually last quite a long time. Yeah, so anyone at Google or YouTube, please just tell me. I will delete this video myself. I should probably also call the Toronto Library and see if they still have a hold on this. So, okay, well, that's it.